that for some time, 46 years, a long time, but I'm young. I'm very happy and lucky to be also a custom butcher for Springhouse Farm, Andrew and Liz. And we have a long road together. Andrew was named the best farmer in America last year. And
young farmer. Yes, young farmer.
oh, you young, yeah.
That's what they said.
So anyway, people are so scared to butcher whole pig. Usually a pig is about 250, 300 pounds. I work by myself. So it's not easy to move a pig like that. It's a technique. Tonight I have to butcher half of the pig to start to make the boudin noir. Eric, you want to poach the
178.
That's for the blood sausage. My technique to make blood sausage is I poach the meat for like 10 minutes in a very, very strong pork stock. Eric made it. I use onion, garlic, celery, thyme, bay leaf, smoked coriander, fennel. So the stock is very strong. So the meat got to be poached on that. It will be already flavorful. And so we're to start to do that. I have an accent? No. No. So when I start to butcher the pig, I always cut the head off. So the head is 10% of the weight of the whole pig. So that would be 30 pounds. So I cut the head off. I say, hello everybody. How are you doing? His name is George.
This is Frank.
Oh, you're Frank. François. So after I cut the head off, I clean the inside of the body. That is called pane in Italian, pan in French, and leaves in English. That makes very good lard. Do you know more and more restaurants cook with lard now? No more oil, no more butter, because lard is very good for you. Andrew feed his kids with lard, and they are thin, like that.
This is all bourbon and beer.
So what I do, I grind it and I honor it, and a piece like that, I probably get lard like that. That will last.
And that particular one, that leaf lard, we use it a lot for, especially for baking any of your biscuits, pie crust, croissants. It is fantastic. We've also started not even rendering it down. We'll just take it and just run it across the shredder just like it is.
Yep. Yep. After I take the pork liver and the kidney, and I make pâté de campagne with that, country pâté. I have the recipe, someone want it, I give to you. And I continue to start to clean the blue piece. Yeah, I work only with that on my knife. I don't use the whole thing, just that. I have more control. See, I don't do much. See? It's easy. I don't do much.
Mark and I will kind of go back and forth. I'll tell you a little bit about how we raise these pigs, what's different about them, kind of a little bit about how we got into this. We originally started out raising goats, and we started having problems with copperheads and some rattlesnakes attacking them. Our farm, if you know where Harpensburg, West Virginia is, we're right over the river on the Virginia side. I call that the good side of the river. But anyways, so we started having problems with some copperheads, and so I talked to animal control, game and fishery. Nobody could give me a good answer on how to resolve this problem. They were all foraging down in the woods, and so we ended up getting a friend of mine that I grew up with that had taught me beekeeping, an older gentleman, and he told me that he said, "Boy," this guy grew up in North Carolina. He said, "Boy, if you you get yourself a hog, you won't have this problem anymore. And I'm like, what does a hog have to do with the snake problem? He's like, well, a hog, or snakes to a hog is like cupcakes to a fat kid. Like, they love it. So that's how we started out. We got one, put him in the woods with the goats to see if that would eradicate a problem, and we've been in business 14 years now. We've yet to have a snake bite since then. So they eat the snakes. Apparently, I did a little bit of research on them after we started finding out. Found out that
when you try the fat,
yeah,
the poison.
yeah, but if they're attacked by a pig, or by a snake, it gets stuck in their fatty tissue and they can't absorb it in their bloodstream and cause them to get sick. So that's why they don't have any problems.
So next, I'm going to cut the leg from the rest of the body, but I'm not going to cut like that. Because if I do like that, I'm losing my pork tenderloin. With that, I make Lorenzino. I cure it and I dry it for about 2 months. So if I cut that in half, it's no use to make sausage. So I have to find a way to do it. So I'm going to, oh, is that moving? Monsieur, you know about that piece, mouille. It's the most expensive piece of the pig in France. That piece. Because that makes the best pâté. That piece doesn't melt. When you grind it, you bake it in the oven, you cut the pâté, you can see the fat from the mouille. It's more expensive to buy that than the leg. Why? Because it's small. So now I'm going to try to get the head of the tenderloin. I use the point of my knife. See that bones? That bones is not straight like that. That bones is. So you're going to see my hand. I'm going to. It's going to be magic.
We were in Baltimore, what, 3 years ago? I mean, Philadelphia, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
And Mark and I did a butcher demonstration up there for an event called Kushan 555. And one of the guys that runs the operation had been razzing Mark earlier about being an old man and being slow and all this. So Mark decided he was going to show him who was boss. So we did the butcher demonstration, and it was a whole pig intact. It wasn't split like this. It was all together, head on it. And Mark butchered the whole pig. The roasts were string tied, and the pork chops were ready to go in the oven in 23 minutes.
Whole pig, 20
And he was
minutes.
drinking wine and flirting with the ladies at the same time.
So you see that the whole tenderloin, I didn't cut it, and you can see how it's so clean. When I learned to be a butcher, if I was doing a bad job, my master would kick my butt. Discipline, money. How am I going to pay you? Look what you're doing. I have no money to pay you. Discipline. Now, no discipline anymore. So now I'm going to cut the hand from the rest of the body. That's one vertebrae. I'm going to go second vertebrae, and I'm going to show you why. See, very easy. See why? If I was cutting the leg from here, I couldn't do it. So I have to go one vertebrae, and it was very easy to cut. See, I didn't do any effort. So that will make prosciutto di Parma, or Serrano, or jambon de Bayonne. It's that will make a nice one. Look at that. Quantity. So now, see, if I have the whole pig, I can move around. And easy. So that's the shoulder, called picnic. So same thing. So technique. I cannot. If I cut here, I will go to the bone called omoplate. I will not be able to cut it. So what I do, I cut 2 or 3 fingers. Let's do 2.5. Like that. And everything I say makes sense. Because I learned it.
So is every pig pretty much the same?
No, there's lots of different breeds, and they all have different characteristics. The pigs that we raise are all heritage breed pigs, and we have 2 specific breeds that we deal with. One of them is large black, which is what this one is, which is an English pig. And
See, when you walk by yourself, no, you have no help. You have to. No, or you cannot do it.
and then the other one's got mule foot. Those are the 2 main breeds. One of them, the mule foot's more of a charcuterie pig, and this is more of a cooking pig.
Well, my wife said, you smell pig.
Argentine tango. Does everybody know why there's a Bayonne ham, a Westphalian ham, an Ardennes ham, a prosciutto de Parma?
Yep.
Because there's a salt mine in each of those cities. So because of the salt mine, they were able to cure the pork and send it around the world. But each of those places, if you went,
They're named
that's
after the salt mine.
they're named after the local salt mine. And that's where the people were able then to market something to go somewhere else. Because they could preserve food and sell it over a large area.
Same thing. If I cut right there, I would not be able to cut that bone.
Right.
That's why I did that. It's I always say to my master, why? Because it makes sense. It's a technique. So that piece here called lardo. Have you eat lardo? It's only the fat. It's so good. You cure it and you dry it for like 2 months, and you julienne.
It's really good if you have a pig that's raised in an environment like these are. If you have one from
Yeah,
the commercial
tasty.
industry, it's gonna
No.
taste like garbage.
What type of diet?
So what we do, like I said, the first pig we raised was in the woods with the pigs, or with the goats, and the meat on that pig was phenomenal. I took it to a buddy of mine that had a restaurant, and he's like, I'll take 2 next year that you do them. So the next year I did them in a pen. And they were good, but they weren't near as good as this. So they weren't in the woods. And so then I started, and I wasn't into food, I wasn't into, any of this stuff. So after that year, I started doing a lot of research on what the difference was between the 2. And that's when I found out about the Iberico pigs out of Spain and foraging in the woods and all of that. So that's the management practice that we follow as far as they're raised to about 100 pounds on pasture land, and we rotate them through that so that they get different diets of grasses. And then once they're about 100 pounds, they can forage in the woods we have coyotes that we have to worry about. So once they get to be about 100 pounds, they can pretty much hold their own. So we move them up in the woods and forage in there. So for us, the more variety of food that they can eat, the better.